My Little Girl, written by Cracked Inkwell. Chapter 3. Ice cream first. When one wakes up, asking oneself where they are isn't what comes to mind. Lauren was waking up in a bed that seemed a little too soft, in sheets and blankets that were a little too warm, on pillows a little too firm. She was starting to wake up, almost thinking she was still in her room, in a bed that's more comfy than usual. But then the memory started to kick in. She realized that the bed she slept on for years wasn't this comfortable. She opened her eyes to find that she was not only in a different bed, but in a different room entirely. After all, she remembered going to sleep on a couch somewhere, so it was natural that she was startled that she'd woken up somewhere else. She got out of the huge, low bed. All around her were bookshelves that held books and scrolls. There was a table stacked high with paper, a quill, and inkwell nearby ready for use. There were chests, a few plants, and even a small table for a waiting tea set. On the wall was a clock that tells it's almost 6 o'clock. Yet what really got her attention were the glass doors to the balcony outside. The sun was still in the sky, and Lauren got a good view of the landscape before her. Somehow, in some way, it seemed a little familiar, but she couldn't put her finger on why. By the look of it, the castle she was in was on a mountainside. Below her were valleys, rivers, lakes, forests, and a desert in the distance. Also dotting throughout the land here and there were towns or a few buildings. It was as if a few knocks on the double doors behind her snapped her out of her thoughts. Hello, are you awake yet? Yeah. May we come in? She stepped aside, gesturing for them to come in. The door opened up to one of those ponies in golden armor. Princess Celestia is asking if you would like to join her and her sister for dinner this evening. Lauren looked down at the pajamas she was still wearing. Don't I have to get dressed first? She said that you can come as you are. You sure? He nodded. The guard told her to follow him, and she did. Lauren walked behind the guard, taking in the high arched hallways, the windows, the paintings as they passed by countless doors. She noticed that the only other ponies that kept walking past are guards who stood at attention staring at her. The guard led her to a room where, in the back, behind all the staff and food, was a table with 3 chairs. One of them sat Celestia. The other was a dark blue horse whom she had never seen before. She was like Celestia in the fact that she also had a horn, a crown, and a pair of wings, but unlike Celestia, her mane looked like it was a floating night sky. Looking at both of them, she couldn't help but notice the marks on their rumps. Celestia had a sun, while the other had a crescent moon. Lauren, nice of you to join us, said Celestia, taking notice of her. Come in, take a seat. She went up to the third empty chair near the table. Lauren asked what they were having. Anything you want, was the reply. Lauren raised a brow. When her parents cooked, she was given whatever they made and had to eat it, whether she wanted it or not. How about a chocolate sundae with whipped cream and sprinkles? She joked. But apparently the cooks nearby didn't get the joke and served the bowl to her anyway. Anything else? Celestia asked, holding back a giggle as she saw Lauren's eyes widen with surprise. Some cherry soda? And in no time, they gave her a glass of cherry soda. And a stack of waffles. It was presented to her immediately. Luna couldn't help but smile. This is a little unhealthy for a child. Is it not? Hey, I didn't expect they would actually give this stuff to me. And who are you, by the way? Call me Luna. I'm Celestia's sister. Now, are you going to eat or shall I? Lauren took a spoon and took a bite out of the ice cream, and another, and another. Excuse me, Lauren, Celestia piped up. How long do you expect to stay here? You have family, I trust? She stopped eating her ice cream. How long? Well, I just want to stay here a little longer to see what this place is like. But what about your family? You do have a family, right? Yeah, but can't it just take a look around for another few hours? I want to meet more talking ponies and horses like you. I don't want to miss this for the world. But your family... I don't think I'll be gone for too long. I just want to have a look around first. The two sisters looked at each other for a moment. Luna was smiling with confidence, while her elder sister with uncertainty. Lauren, Luna began to ask, do you wish to meet some pony in particular while you're here? Like who? Oh, like Twilight Sparkle or... Wait! What did you say? Twilight Sparkle. You mean she's real? Why, yes. There's also Honest Applejack, Rainbow Dash. Who? Rainbow Dash. Never heard of her. Luna blinked. What about Pinkie Pie? Lauren shook her head. Fluttershy? Another shake. Rarity? I'm not really sure, but I know Twilight and Applejack from the show. What show? Both sisters asked. My Little Pony. I have almost like 50 dolls, which, come to think of it, they don't look like any of you. I wonder why. Dolls? A show? Celestia asked. Forgive me, but I don't quite understand. You mean you don't know? Lauren asked. Well, then again, I don't think this castle is in the show. Your Majesties? They turned around to the guard. The elements of harmony have arrived. And that was My Little Girl Chapter 3, written by Cracked Inkwell. Alright, every pony, I'm assuming we weren't exactly expecting this ending for this chapter, but if this is the time period that the older version of My Little Pony was airing on TV, then it would make sense that Lauren, at this young age in her life, would be watching it. So I do wonder, what inspired her to create the new version that we know now? I guess we'll find out as we read along. Anyway, I do apologize for any hiccups, like sudden pauses or maybe some hiccups with the words. I did mention in one of my previous readings that I'm a bit under the weather, and I do hope you can all bear with me. I should get better within a few more days. I hope to wish you a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are. I am Lotus Moon. Thank you for your time. Good night.